Not just another day on the road. The brothers find themselves in Guttown, a jumbled mass of buildings, hovels, and shacks thrown together. It's what passes as civilization these days. It's a dense mess, noisy, smelly, but it seems relatively safe and habitable. There's still dangers here, and the brothers currently find themselves separated, facing their own sets of trouble. Ollie heard her, amidst the chaos. The way he's built, he couldn't turn away. He shoulders his bag tight and heads in that direction. Soon he sees her, a small child with a tear-streaked face, no older than 5, standing alone, her eyes wide with fear. People passing by ignoring her. Most don't even look in her direction. Ollie takes a careful look around before approaching. He knows that there are those in this world that are not above using a child, even their own, as bait. Ollie approaches the little girl, kneeling down to her level.
Hey there, kiddo. You lost?
The little girl looks through the dirty hair that is hiding her eyes and into the face of the very large man in front of her. She pauses, then nods her head in affirmation.
Well, you probably can't stay here.
Ollie looks around, then back at the kid. He smiles.
I've got a sister about your age. Her name is Olive, you know. Come to think of it, you shouldn't be talking to strangers. My name is Ollie. Do you have a name?
The girl smiles a little smile and nods her head.
Care to share it?
She stares at him, blinking her eyes.
Okay, that's okay. I'll just call you Kid. That's what I call my brother Otter all the time. He's around here somewhere. In town, I mean. What do you say? Can you show me where you live? Where your people are? Do you have a mom?
The girl nods her head.
Don't you worry, we'll find her. Stick with me, okay? This is no place to be on your own.
Ollie reaches out his hand, and she takes it. He looks around again. She starts off in an opposite direction from where he needs to go. He thinks about how he should be heading back to Otter, but doesn't hesitate to follow the girl.
Stop it!
Meanwhile, Otter has finished his meal. He and the vendor step back out into the daylight.
Well, how was your lunch?
That was pretty good. I was hungry after hauling around all of the scorpion scraps.
He picks at his teeth.
I got some of that. What do you call it? Stuck in my teeth?
Rada, you know, rodents.
Otter shrugs. He looks up the street, eyes darting around for his brother. The vendor notices.
Yeah, your brother. He must have been held up, but a big guy like him, he can take care of himself. Don't worry. Listen, I'm gonna get back to work. Gotta get selling all that meat you boys brought in. If it gets late, you guys can always rent a room. There's a boarding house just up around the corner from my shop. Cheap and clean, or at least cheap. Come find me and I'll introduce you to the owner. Maybe secure you a discount.
Otter nods.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll check with Ollie. Maybe we'll head over.
All right, you do that. And if not, come back and find me if you have more to trade. We'll do more business. So long, Otter.
So long.
The vendor walks off, leaving Otter to check his surroundings. He looks up the road again. No sign of Ollie.
Where you at, big brother? Guess I'd better go wait with Daisy.
He starts down the road towards the hot rod. He's got a few interested parties on his tail, keeping their distance, for now. On the other side of town, Ollie and the girl wander through maze-like narrow side streets. His search takes him to the underbelly of town, where desperate souls barter for scraps and secrets are traded in whispers. He's determined, but the longer the search takes, the more uneasy he becomes. Ollie takes note of the path they've taken, and the girl seems like she knows where she's going.
Don't worry, we'll find her. Are we almost there?
The girl nods her head and points to a shack just a ways down where the path starts to curve. Ollie notices random eyes from corners all around them watching as they pass.
All right.
They reach the door, and the girl releases Ollie's hand. She points at a makeshift door. Ollie takes a couple of steps forward and knocks loudly. Meanwhile, Otter is just about to reach Daisy when a thug grabs him by the shoulder.
Hey, kid. You look a little lost. Need some help?
Whoa, personal space, buddy. I'm good, and I'm, walking. I'm walking here.
Oh, I think you're gonna come with us. We've got a special offer just for you.
Whoa, I'm not in. Whoa, not interested. Think so. How about some other time?
Doesn't matter, punk. We're going to take what we want, and what we want is your hot rod.
I don't think so.
Otter slips out of his jacket, leaving the thug holding it as Otter bolts.
Get him.
Where'd he go?
That way!
Otter runs around and through the marketplace with the thugs on his tail. He crashes through stands selling food and different sundries.
Why?
Otter ducks into a large pen filled with goats and cows. He gets down and slowly crawls over to the water trough. He climbs inside and with a deep breath sinks below the water line.
Damn it. Where the hell is he?
I don't know, boss. He was right here.
Spread out. Find him. We've got to be close.
While Otter is taking a bath on one side of town, on the other, Ollie knocks a second time. He turns and looks at the girl, still behind him. He turns back to the door and knocks yet again.
She's not there.
Ollie looks around and sees no one.
This girl, do you know her? I'm looking for her people. Her mom, her dad.
Her granny. It's her granny you're looking for. She ain't got no one else.
Ollie looks at the girl, who nods.
All right. Where is she? This girl was lost and alone. I'm just trying to get her home.
They came and took her. Her and the girl. Not sure how the girl got away, but here she is.
What do you mean? Who took her?
The Hope Society. At least, that's what they call themselves. Run by a guy they call Mr. Jesse. They offer protection and needs for a price. Can even join them if you want to follow their rules. Granny's involved with them. Rumor is they have an outpost all over these parts. I can't say any more except their outpost here is on the west edge of town. That'll be where they took the girl's granny.
Ollie looks at the girl again. Her head is down, and she sniffles as she begins to cry.
All right. Guess we've got some more walking to do. Let's get to it.
Ollie takes her hand, and they start making their way west. Meanwhile, Otter carefully climbs out of the water trough and looks around. He comes face to face with a rather skinny and startled cow.
Oh, hello.
He low crouches over to the pen fence and peers out. There's several people milling about, picking up and putting back together their market stalls.
Best I avoid that direction.
He climbs through the fence and works his way into an alley. His thought is to circle around and make it back to Daisy. Maybe take her just outside of town and wait for Ollie to show up. Then they can blow this pop stand. He sneaks down to an intersection and, hugging the wall, peeks around the corner. Suddenly, a door slams open. Sorry, kid. Did I scare you?
I'm fine. I'm just, I gotta go.
Otter moves down the road, watching corners and checking behind him. As he rounds the next corner, suddenly he comes face to face with the thugs.
Oh boy.
He runs. He takes corners and roads unfamiliar. He tries to make heads or tails of where he is, trying to find some semblance of familiarity. Nothing looks familiar. If only he could find Daisy, or Ollie, or even that vendor's shop. He turns another corner, but it's a dead end. A road filled with crates at the end with no way out. He's cornered himself as the thugs move in. They are none too pleased with his slippery escapes.
Hey guys, what's up?
You've been a real pain, kid. Time to pay up. You're going to tell us everything we need to know about that hot rod of yours. How to get it to start.
Okay. Look, let's just talk this out. I think we got off on the wrong foot. No need for any, hostility.
Oh, we're way past talking.
The leader pulls out a knife as they move towards Otter. Otter stumbles backward and trips, knocking over a stack of crates that crash down onto the thug.
Sorry guys, I gotta get going. You don't get up.
Over on the west side of the city, Ollie and the girl search for the Hope Society. The further west he goes, the more he starts to notice people wearing white robes. So much so, soon everybody is only wearing white. Ollie stops, the girl right behind him.
We're close. I smell trouble.
The girl reaches out and grabs his shirt. She gives 2 sharp tugs. Ollie turns to look at her. She points and he follows her through her finger. Ollie spots the building, 2 men outside. The building seems better built than most, better materials. People come and go through the door. It's the place. Ollie looks back at his charge. She meets his eyes.
Good eyes. Can't leave you here. You're gonna stick close, stay behind me. Be ready for anything, understood?
The girl nods in agreement. They approach and the 2 white-clad men in front straighten up at the sight of Ollie. They barely notice the girl behind him.
What do we have here?
Back on the other side of town, Otter has slipped his would-be attackers and is currently, slowly, made his way back to Daisy. He checks her over. Relieved, the hot rod seems untouched and locked up tight. He looks around for signs of Ollie, but discovers nothing.
Well, at least the car's good. Man, Brick Brother, where are you? Could really use your help right now.
Suddenly, the crowd goes quiet and starts moving towards the edge of the road. Otter notices and looks around. Then he spots them, coming right toward him, but not moving fast as they know he's pretty much trapped.
Man, these guys just don't give up.
All right, kid, it's over. You want to stay healthy? You're going to give up your car. Otherwise, me and the boys here are going to tear you apart.
Otter spots a large water tank and gets an idea. He rushes over to it and climbs the ladder to the top.
This better work.
Boy, what the hell are you doing? Now you're really trapped. Ha ha ha. Get down here and give up or I'm coming up there and throwing you off.
Yeah, I don't think so. Hey, you guys thirsty? I really hope there's water in here.
Otter pulls a lever, releasing a torrent of water that floods the alley, knocking the thugs off their feet.
You know, it's important to stay hydrated.
With these bandits knocked over and struggling to get up in the newly formed mud, Otter quickly gets down off the tower. From here, he knows the way back to the vendor's store and decides to head there until he can form a plan and find Ollie. While Otter's antics continue to frustrate the thugs, Ollie stands in front of 2 Hope Society members who appear keen to have him move on.
Well, what can we do for you, big fella? Come to join us? We could use a big boy like you, you know? Clean out the latrines, go pick up our laundry, stuff like that. You interested?
Ollie stares at him for a few moments. The Hope Society guard quickly loses his smile.
I'm here for the girl's grandmother. I was told she was here. Bring her out, and we'll be on our way.
Only Mr. Jesse decides that. And no one sees Mr. Jesse without paying some tribute.
I'm not leaving without her. Let me talk with this Jesse.
It doesn't work.
Ollie suddenly grabs the cultist, quickly pulling him into a cross between an armbar and a headlock. The other guard, shocked, stands motionless as Ollie glares in his direction.
What? What the hell do you think you're doing?
Take me to him, or I'm gonna twist your head off. You, lead the way.
He says to the second doorman. The cult members lead Ollie through a maze of passageways, past rooms with other members who all take notice. As they pass one of the rooms, the girl sees her grandmother. She runs into the room and embraces her tightly. Ollie follows her in, still holding the doorman with a heavy arm wrapped around his neck.
You all right?
What are you doing? You shouldn't have brought her here. You need to go and get her far away. Oh, my sweet thing, you got away. You should have kept going.
I'm here to get you and this girl here reunited. You left her alone and lost. Time to go. Get up.
Well, who do we have here? Thank you for bringing back this girl to me. She ran off and left me and her grandma. We were quite worried. I've had my people out looking for her.
I'm just here to collect the woman. Then we'll be on our way. The girl stays with me.
Ha ha! And you thought you'd just waltz in here and take what you want? That's not how things work here, my friend. The woman was offered, and let's just say she received a lot of support from us. She owes, and it's time she pays it back. Unless you can think of a way to pay her debt, she and the girl are staying here with us.
Ollie releases the doorman and pushes him away. The man rubs his arms and shoulders, now sore from the hold Ollie had him in. Ollie stares at Mr. Jesse, coldly intense.
Yeah, and you're what? Some kind of spiritual leader? Savior of the wasteland? I'm getting all warm and fuzzy. You and your goons here pushing around old women and children.
You might say I'm the one bringing some order to the chaos, some purpose to the listless. Yes, I am many things to many people. Some, these around me, call me father, for I provide, feed them, nourish them, body and mind. Others, they call me the boss, for they just need to be told how it's going to be. Still, others call me a prophet, because I preach truth. Yes, some call me a false prophet, the jealous ones. Most of the piss-pots across town, they will either come around or be moved around. Those that will never be enlightened as we are here, that is. It's a new world we're building, one for the strong, because that's who survives.
Yeah, I ain't buying today, mister. I'm just passing through, and as I said, I'm here for the girl's granny. Hand her over, and this business will be concluded. Or do we have some more negotiating to do?
I can see you are a man of means. A man that can get stuff accomplished. You're a man that gets things done. You barged in here without too much trouble, found your target, and now here we are. You see, it's not always about money or goods, if you will. In our world, favors go a long way.
Go on.
There's a package I need delivered to a place farther west. One of our outposts. You bring it to them, and you can take the old lady and the girl. No strings attached. In fact, they can go home today. All debts forgiven, clean as a whistle, and we won't bother them anymore.
What kind of package?
It's not for you to worry about. Just deliver it to our outpost and the debt is clear. We'll even draw you a map. We call it the Circle of Ash.
Circle of Ash? Is that code for something? I'm no delivery boy.
No. You're a man on a mission. I can see that about you. But this is the only way that you leave with what you came for. You want these ladies. It's simple. You'll play by my rules. Should take you a few weeks to get there, provided the roads are clear. I'll give you a couple extra, but not too many, as I think you can pretty much handle whatever life throws your way. If I don't hear back the package is delivered, well, I guess you'll understand that means I'm back to Grandma and the girl for payment. I mean, what's mine is mine.
Ollie notices 5 or 6 more cultists near the door. He knows the other way out is going to be a bruising affair, and he's not sure he can keep the girl safe.
Fine. We'll do it your way. But if you're lying to me, if these two have any problems, I'll be back. And next time, not as friendly.
I'm counting on it.
A woman clad in white comes into the room carrying a carefully wrapped package bound with twine.
Give him the package. Draw him a map. There's a man at the outpost. He's the one you'll need to deliver it to.
And how will I know him?
His name is Orville. He's the head of the outpost.
Orville? Did you say Orville?
That's correct. Put it in his hands, and wham bam, all good. You go on your way, and these lovely ladies live happily ever after.
What does this Orville look like? Where's he from?
You sure seem interested in this man. Why is that? Do you perhaps know him? Should I be worried?
No, I knew an Orville a long time ago. Just thinking it might be the same man. Probably not.
Yes. I've seen coincidences in this world. Hard to explain things. Maybe he is the man you know. Hopefully, you're still on good terms. But if this doesn't go well...
Yeah, it'll be just fine. I've got your word, and you've got mine.
Off with you then. Oh, and one more thing. Pleasure meeting you.
The man smiles, and Ollie nods his head, taking the package from the woman. He slowly takes a few steps towards the grandmother and the little girl. He picks up the girl and looks at Mr. Jesse, who gives him a nod and a low wave of his arm as the cultists part to allow the three to leave. Ollie's brain is going 1,000,000 miles an hour. Orville, his father, could it be one and the same? After all this time and searching, has he finally got the best clue as to his whereabouts? How could he? How could he have gotten involved with the Society of Hope? The leader of an outpost? How long has he been a member? He's now determined to get all the answers to these questions. Outside now, Ollie escorts the ladies closer to their part of town as the sun is going down.
Well, I guess this is where we part ways.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I thought I'd lost her. Oh my! I thought we'd be separated and sold. Or worse.
Concentrate on this girl and stay safe. This isn't a friendly place. Don't involve yourself with those people anymore. I don't get good vibes.
The woman nods, and Ollie turns to leave. He feels 2 sharp tugs on the back of his shirt. He turns to face the girl and smiles. She wraps her arms around him, and the two embrace. Ollie watches them head down the road for a ways, then remembers Otter. He slings his bag over his shoulder and turns to head back to the marketplace. About an hour later, Ollie finds Otter at the vendor's shop.
Where have you been, Ollie? I've had a crazy day. These guys have been chasing me all over town. I just had to run, climb a water tower, hide.
Sounds like an eventful day.
Well, I'll say. Those guys wanted to steal Daisy, but I wouldn't let them.
Good for you, little brother. Hey, thanks for taking care of him.
No problem at all. He's a good kid. He did well for himself out there. Held his own.
Yeah, he's tiptoeing into manhood, one baby step at a time. See ya.
Until next time.
The boys step out into the night.
Oh, come on, Ollie. They were mean and huge. There's a bunch of them.
Well, let's just go introduce ourselves to these fellas.
Yeah, now you're talking. Hey, Ollie, where have you been?
I'll tell you about it later.
What's in the package?
I don't know, kid. We've got to deliver it further west. Promise I made. It might just have something to do with Dad.
Dad? Really?
Yeah, maybe. We'll know more once we get it there.
Okay, Ollie, okay. Golly, Ollie. The vendor that bought our soup said that Dad might have been here. He said it had been a few years. But he remembers someone like him.
That jives with what I heard, too. That he was here. But sounds like he might be mixed up in something, I don't know, bigger or strange. I just don't know. I'll tell you more about it on the road, kid. Let's get out of this burg.
They're ready to close the book on this adventure in town. But first, they have some thugs to deal with, harshly. Life's just a bunch of in-betweens. You live in between the spaces and sometimes in the margins. Their mission has never been more in focus than in this moment.
Ollie, get him! Behind you!
Well, I'd say that settles that.
It sure does.
The boys hop into Daisy.
Good job today, kid. You handled yourself really well. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Ollie. You too. All right, hit it!
With a mysterious package in hand and his brother by his side, Ollie knows the wasteland is about to test them even more. But some paths have no clear end, and what waits at the Circle of Ash is beyond anything they could have imagined. It was time to hit the road and leave the dust of this town behind. On the way out of town, there's a certain somebody that's been patiently waiting for them. He spots the hot rod and begins his dark pursuit. He stays back. He's been patient for this long. He'll know when the time is right. He lets out an evil laugh, ready to cause pain to his next victims.